Sunday. The lighting in this video is going to be a little bit towards the darker side. It is 3 o'clock, extremely dark. It has been very dark outside all day. It's been snowing, raining, we have some sunlight, but it's very dark currently. So I am hoping that the video is going to look a little bit good at least. But anyhow, hi friends, happy Sunday and welcome to my winter TBR for 2026. I'm talking about the books I'm planning on reading for January, February and March. And I need your help because I do not really know what to read. I've got 2 books that are actually buddy reads with my parents. One for my mom, one for my dad, that I want to read. And I want to have a stack of 10 books to choose from for the next 3 months. Because I also want some room for my mood reading. Like if I want to read something else alongside my TBR, then I'll want to pick that one up as well. So that means I won't be doing monthly TBRs anymore, just seasonal. Why? Because of my mood, because of the situation I'm currently in. I'm struggling with reading, with concentrating at the moment because of my burnout and depression. I talk all about that in my reading plans for 2026 because that also affected how I made my own realistic reading plans for this year. So if you want to know what I'm really doing this year, then check that one out obviously. I also have my notebook with a list of all the books I'm planning on reading in 2026, which I will use. And I want your help as well, because I already have 2 books for my TBR. I need another 8. And I want you guys to be the choosers for the 3rd book. In the comment section down below you will find a pinned comment from me where I will be asking you guys to leave a title of a book that you think fits my current urge, which I'll talk to you guys about in just a sec. Like the book that fits my mood. Maybe a book that you feel is your favorite and you want me to read it as well. Maybe you want to let me read something that you think you might enjoy that or you should read it once in your life. Leave it in the comment section down below. And the book that gets the most likes is the book that I'm picking up in January, February or March. So I hope you guys participate. Leave me a book in the comment section. I'm very curious to see what you guys are coming up with. And the book that gets the most likes is the book that I'm picking up during the winter. The other 7 books we are going to choose from my bookshelf right behind me. I will be using my fluffy notebook for the 20 books that I have planned for myself for 2026. I want to pick out a couple from that list as well. And obviously some other books that I am in the mood for. So if this sounds like your cup of tea, then I would suggest make yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Pause this video so you can actually make it and we can drink it all together. Make yourself cozy or comfortable. And let's dive into my TBR for the winter. I'm currently drinking a Christmas tea, which is like cinnamon, all types of winter herbs. Love it so much. Anyhow, we are going to go through my bookshelves right behind me. And I'm mostly in the urge, in the mood for fantasy. I did not read a lot of fantasy last year, especially epic fantasy, which I love. And I kind of want to dive a little bit more into that. I want to read a little bit more fantasy. I want to read epic fantasy. I want to read some romance as well, but mostly romance combined with fantasy, so romantasy books. I kind of want to lean a little bit more into that. Adult fantasy mostly, no YAs. And I don't really know if I want to pick up anything else really, but we'll see. Like I've got my list, we've got my bookshelves. So let's get up and go through the bookshelves and see what we're going to pick out. I'm going to pick out a stack of books, then we're going to finalize the TBR. And yeah, I hope you guys leave me something fun to read for the winter as well. I've got my list, I've got my tea, and these are the bookshelves. I will still do like a full bookshelf organization video that will come up somewhere in February and a bookshelf tour, so you will know my bookshelves a little bit better when we are going to pick out my other seasonal TBRs this year. But right beside me, like this bookshelf, this is kind of like Agatha Christie, thriller, murder mysteries. We have some historical fiction and then it goes to Jane Austen and the classics. Then on this side we actually have romance and a mishmash of things that I don't really know where to put it, but mostly like just simple day-to-day romance stories, like think Adie Hazelwood, Lila Sage, Laurie Gilmore. That's all up here. Then we have the mortar instruments and some other things. A little bit of a sci-fi bookshelf, YA, Warrior Cats bookshelves. Then I didn't know what to do with the books kind of bookshelf. Think about mostly romantasy, Twilight, And that's it. Harry Potter all the way down. And then we have my epic fantasy bookshelf, cozy bookshelf and other stuff, fantasy related, romantasy, Tolkien, romantasy, next to Tolkien. I know Tolkien is no romantasy. And Sarah J. Maas bookshelf all the way down. As I said, I'm currently mostly in the mood for romantasy and fantasy. So, which kind of means that this bookshelf is not going to be chosen any books from, I think. I don't know, there are a couple of books on this shelf that I have on my list, but I want to kind of like put myself up for success in January. It's the beginning of the year. I want to feel happy, I want to feel ready for the year, and especially kind of like I can finish reading those books. I don't think I will. Like if I'm going to get into the mood for detective, Agatha Christie, history, classic, I always can like pick it up as a side book for my mood reading. But I think for the TBR, the books that I really want to read this month and I really want to prioritize, I think I should stick to my urge and mood currently, because I think I might be a little bit more successful if I do. And I don't know, I need to be successful, you guys. I know it sounds super weird and it's probably very strange, but I kind of like work best if I do something and I succeed at it. Because if I don't, then I get sloppy and I simply don't do anything at all anymore. This is like my romance type of shelf. And because it is going to be Valentine in February, I kind of feel I should read at least like one normal romance book. And I love Lila Sage, but I've read all of them. I have like, my Laurie Gilmore is all behind the Gingerbread Bakery. I still need to read the Strawberry Pancake House, which is also my TBR for 2026. Mate is on my TBR, but I have not read Checkmate either by Haley Hazelwood. I think I'm actually gonna go for either Checkmate or for Mate this time. This bookshelf I've read almost everything except for the Star Wars one. Everything else I have read already. I'm not planning on rereading anything from this shelf. We've got Warrior Cats down here, but I want to go one more down. So this is actually the shelf that I was talking about. There are a couple of books I am actually simply craving. As I said, I want some romantasy books, and I've got some new ones actually that I got from my parents. For example, this one, The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. This is, I think, like Draco Hermione fanfiction type of book, something like that. I love always like this enemy to lovers trope, so this might be a good contender. It's also on my 2026 TBR, so why not? I also have Alchemist. A lot of people love this one. I am super intrigued. It is a fanfiction also by Draco and Hermione, or about Draco and Hermione. I have already read the fanfiction, so I know probably what it is going to be about. I also have this one, Rose in Change. Also a Draco and Hermione fanfiction, which I actually also read before. I'm kind of like very intrigued by this because I was a huge fanfiction girl as a teenager and I read like everything I could find. So I'm really curious to see if I'm actually going to like it in book form. I also have The Black Bird Oracle by Deborah Harkness. I'm craving this. I'm putting this on my TBR, I think. I also want to put one of these. Like, shall I go for Rose and Change or Alchemist? I'm already reading quite a lot of chunky books. This one is a lot less chunky. You know what? I'll think about it. Put them both on the list and then we'll finalize it in just a second. So I am kind of like putting you guys up again. So if this is a little bit shaky, I'm really sorry. But this is kind of like my epic fantasy bookshelf. Well, you can already probably guess which book I am reading this month, and it's already on my body read because there's one missing on this bookshelf. But I'm not going to spoil it in case you don't know. There are a couple of books that I'm thinking about. The Witchwood Crown, for example. It has been on my TBR for 2026 and 2025. And I haven't read it yet last year. I really want to read it. I also really want to read Words of Radiance, The Shadow of the Gods, and Peace and Turmoil. And I'm not entirely sure which one of these four I should pick. For now, I'm putting both of them on the list and we'll finalize later. I feel I'm putting way too many chunky books on my list. to make it really a success. So let's talk about these two bookshelves. This is kind of like Tolkien from the beginning of this bookshelf until like the end. I love Tolkien. It's not really what I'm craving currently. A couple of contenders that I haven't read yet is The Night and the Moth and Brimstone, the sequel to Quicksilver. I also have, which has been on my book TBR last year, The Shadow Bride by Shelby Maurin, which is actually the sequel to The Scarlet Veil and in the same world as Serpent and Dove. This is, however, more of a human vampire love story. I think it's gonna be this one. And I'm also thinking, should I put this on my TBR? Or shall I go all the way down to the last bookshelf and put Throne of Glass on my TBR? So you guys, these are the first 5 I picked. Another 5 stack of books. So that's our 10 in total. And I said I wanted 10 books for my TBR, seasonal TBR. And I'm going to plan on stick to that. So you guys are choosing one. I've got 2 for the body reads. So that means I need to get rid of 3 books of these 2 stacks to kind of like finalize my TBR, because otherwise I kind of like want to put myself up for success instead of failure. And because I have not been reading a lot and really struggling with reading, not reaching any reading goal in 2025, I kind of do not want to put too much pressure on myself by putting too much books on my TBR. And 10 books for 3 months seems a little bit more doable. One kind of like you guys saw already as a spoiler on my shelf for the epic fantasy. And obviously for anyone who knows Brandon Sanderson, realized what was missing. I am currently buddy reading with my dad The Final Empire, the first book in the Mistborn saga by Brandon Sanderson. I have read this before. It's one of my all-time favorite book series. I gave my dad the first trilogy for Christmas. He wanted it, he was curious about it, wanted to read something from Brandon Sanderson after hearing me talk about it as well and reading stuff online. And he doesn't read a lot of fantasy, so I think it is kind of like a good entry into epic fantasy and Brandon Sanderson as well. But however, my dad is a very slow reader. Like, I read 100 pages and he already read the first prologue and first chapter. It's fine. He's probably going to read this like for the next couple of months. So I'm not sure like if I will talk a lot about this book. It is a reread. It's one of my favorites. I love this so much. It is about Dark Lord has won. The world is gone to shit. It is absolutely horrible. Ash is falling down from the sky. Everything is grey and dark. It is very dangerous and there's a lot of controlling. It's just a horrible place currently to live. And then a couple of guys come together with a female, and they decide to throw over the empire to get the world back, to make sure that the Dark Lord is defeated and killed, and they want to make the world a better place. That's kind of like what they're going to do, and that's the whole trilogy. I love the characters, I love the world, I love everything about this series. But this is a book that I'm planning on reading. I probably will finish this during the winter. And then kind of like wait for my dad to finish his book as well, and then we can talk about it. Another buddy read with my mom. We started rereading the Dan Brown series because the last book came out last year as well. And well, kind of more because of me, we were not able to read or complete our reread and buddy read the full series about Robert Langdon in 2025. So we still need to read the last book, Secret of Secrets, and I've got the Dutch version in my hands, Het Ultieme Geheim, it's called in Dutch. And it is written by Dan Brown. It is the last installment of the Robert Langdon series, as far as I know. He's married this time around, and there's another mystery he needs to be solving. And this is a chunky book, more, I think, almost 800 pages. So I'm curious, I am really curious to see what I think of this one. I have really enjoyed rereading the books. There are a couple that are definitely my favorites and they stand out for me a lot, and the other ones I just simply enjoy. So we'll see what I think of this one. But that's like my buddy read, and we are probably finishing that one up in January. But 2 chunky books, and I have no idea what you guys are going to choose. Like, are you going to be kind to me and choose something that I might really enjoy, or are you going to be a little bit, not mean, but just like choose something that is either huge or completely out of my comfort zone? So I want other books to be something that I know I'm going to enjoy, I know I will read. And well, you guys saw what I picked out. I picked out the Blackbird Oracle, the 5th book from the All Souls trilogy. The first trilogy is about Diana and Matthew, a witch and a vampire. They're not allowed to mingle, but obviously they fall in love. They're like soulmates. And those first 3 books are about them against the world, really trying to establish their relationship and their romance. This is book number 5. It follows their relationship. Book number 4 follows someone else. Haven't read that one yet, but I really want to read this one. So this one is definitely going on my TBR. I might even start this today because I also picked out 2 books from Elie Hazelwood, Checkmate and Mate. Mate is on my 2026 TBR. Checkmate isn't, but has been on my bookshelf a lot longer. I don't know. We'll talk about this later. Then I've got 2 Draco and Hermione fanfictions, Alchemist and Rose in Chains. I don't know which one to choose from. I want to read both of them. I'm craving both of them. Okay, I read the synopsis on the back, which doesn't really say a lot actually. They're like quotes from the book. And I kind of have a more vivid memory of Alchemist. I reread this fanfiction quite a lot, so I really think I might know what's going to happen. This one I have read as well as a fanfiction. Do not really know exactly what's going to happen. And currently it is intriguing me a little bit more. So I'm going to put this one on my to be read for the winter. Also chosen, we have The Witchwood Crown, which is the first book in the Last King of Austen art. I've never read anything by Ted Williams. Don't hear a lot of people talk about him. It sounded something like I might enjoy. It sounds complicated, political, very big fantasy world. Something that I might really enjoy. At the same time, I really want to read and continue Stormlight Archive. I've been thinking about Kaladin, one of the main characters from The Way of Kings, a lot. I really loved his journey in The Way of Kings. He's like on my mind and I really want to continue this book as well. Then we have Brimstone, the sequel to Quicksilver. I love that one. Really want to continue this too. You know what? I am not going to read this one right now, Night and Moth, because while I'm talking about all of these books, this one I am also really excited about, but less excited about the other ones that I have currently here. The Shadow Bride is going on my TBR. It's a sequel to The Scarlet Veil, a vampire-human romance. I'm craving vampire and humans, I think, because I have 2 vampires books on my list right now. So that one's actually going there. I'm also not going to put any of the Elie Hazel books on here. I think I might pick one of these up. They're very quick reads, but so if I am able to finish the books that I'm really craving and in the mood right now. This one, Brimstone, is going on my TBR. Is it smart to have like 3 epic fantasies on one TBR? You know what, you guys? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put both of them on my TBR for the winter. Am I going to put myself up for failure or success? I'm thinking, no, we're going to stay positive. It's going to be a success. Let me one more time go through my finalized TBR. So that means we have quite some epic fantasy, which I am really craving. Like, don't get me wrong, I really want to read some epic fantasy. We're going to read the sequel to Way of Kings, the 2nd book in Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I'm going to read The Witchwood Crown by Ted Williams, and this is going to be a bigger priority than Words of Radiance. Like this one I want to have finished before the end of March. This one I am allowing myself to still be reading at the end of March. Simply because the other one has been on my TBR too many times. Brimstone, I just want to know what's going to happen after reading Quicksilver. I need to continue this one. I am craving vampires, so we are sticking with The Shadow Bride as well. And obviously also The Blackbird Oracle, another vampire book, craving vampires currently. I'm curious about this one, Draco and Hermione fanfiction, and my 2 buddy reads, The Final Empire with my dad and Secrets of Secrets with my mom. I think I have a very nice, not that diverse stack of books, because it is a lot of fantasy, as you can see. But I'm craving fantasy. I am very happy with the books I chose for the winter. So that is 3 months, January, February and March. And now I'm curious to see what you guys are making me read. Let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a title, like, even if you don't know anything else to say. Even if you're not a subscriber but you watched until here the end or whatever. like what title I should read, and maybe subscribe as well, because then you can find out what I even think of the book, obviously. Yes, I'm very happy with this. Don't forget to check out my reading plans of 2026. And next week I am back on Friday with a winter reset. We are going to kind of like reset the house for winter, and I'm also doing some shopping in a new town I've never been before. We're going to explore the island a little bit. And on Sunday I am back again with my reading journal setup. Super excited for it. Got my supplies this morning so I can finally start setting up my reading journal. Really happy about it as well. So I hope to see you for the other videos as well. And thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Have an amazing week. See you then. Bye bye.